So gutted for my players and supporters, and just to lose the game in that manner, I thought was cruel. Yeah, it's a fortunate goal from their point of view. They made us defend that situation, caught us in transition, but that rarely happened to my team all night. I thought we defended brilliantly and had a really good structure and shape about us, and they couldn't really get through. We was frustrating them, and then to lose it on a sort of an own goal on the side of the bar, it's a hard one to take.
And there's a sense of sympathy as well from his teammates for Ryan Johnson, because he'd been immense all night for you. Is it a ball he has to go and play, doesn't he?
No, of course he does. There's nothing on John. He has to defend that situation. I'll look at it back. There's probably stuff that we could have done better, but you know, they catch us. We're going for it the other end. You know, and another sort of couple of inches on the crossfield ball, and we probably get in, and they pick it up and they counter, and then they carve you open. You sort of, you know, you go fair play, you accept that, but. Jono's defended that situation really, really well all night, and he has to go and put his head on it. And, you know, that can land top of the bar, that can go over. It's just one of them things. It hits the underside and goes in, and yeah, it's just an horrible way to lose.
Can you take a crumb of comfort from the way your side performed tonight, the own goal aside, the fact that you made Luton work as hard as they had to do?
More than a crumb. I was really pleased with the structure of the team. The way the boys run, fought, you know, they're really buying into what we want. But I don't want to be the unlucky loser in the race, do you know what I mean? But I thought Luton are obviously a top side and a lot's expected of them. And I felt at times they were sort of a little bit running out of ideas. They've had to change the formation a few times in game, because that's credit to what my boys done. We didn't do enough with the ball to go and win it, and that's not what I'm saying at all. But I felt like we deserved the draw out of it.
You talked to us before the game about the bits you'd done in the transfer market. Given the step up, do you just need to add a little bit more to give you perhaps a bit more up top?
Yeah, well, we've done that, but you know, the two boys that have come on today have been with me for 2 days, so they've missed all of the pre-season that we've been doing. Some of them are behind themselves with a minute, so yeah, we need to get them up to speed. But I think you can see in the flashes that the moments that they was on the pitch, you know. Danilo also knows throughout his career where the goal is. Antoine Hackford, who come on, has got real sort of energy and pace, so that gives us different options. And you know, the ones who started for me, that have been with me, have done the job too. So we needed some reinforcements top end of the pitch, and I think going forward you'll see more of us in that light as an attacking force tonight. Obviously not loads, but if you come here and be too expansive, Luton will cut you open. So sort of no regrets about the way that we went about it. I'm just gutted about the way that we lost it.
It is only the first game of the season. Clearly it's a disappointment given your performance. What message have you sent to your players tonight?
That they belong at the level. Like, if they didn't believe before, then they certainly do now. You know, we've come to a top team here and made it really, really difficult for them. And we can take a lot of credit for that. Well, we lost the game. So, like I said, we don't want to be the unlucky loser every week. You know, plucky old Wimbledon nearly pulled it off. We're more than that. We're more than that. We have to take our licks tonight. We lost the game in a cruel way, but you know, my boys will be fine.
Johnny, as ever, we appreciate your honesty. Thank you.
Cheers, man.
See how frustrated Johnny Jackson is there. It was Ryan Johnson's own goal. He was a full stretch which sent the ball over his goalkeeper Nathan Bishop's head and into the back of his own goal, meaning they leave Kenilworth Road empty-handed. But if you are an AFC Wimbledon fan, Joey, listening to him there, there's so much to like about that, because there's the look on your face says it all, doesn't it? There's a proper fight about what he wants to do this season.
Absolutely, I think it was that spot on. I think he would have said the same thing in the dressing room, and you know, I asked him about that sort of fine balance between being underdogs but not giving the players an excuse and an acceptance to lose games, and they've come to what is going to be, for me, one of the top teams in the league, and they've more than matched them. You know, we can talk about Luton maybe not doing enough going forward, but that was because how good Wimbledon were without the ball. And again, he's alluded to the fact they're going to have to be better, but they will be. They'll be up against teams who aren't necessarily going to be at the level Luton are at times this season, and they'll have a bit more of a threat going forward. But you know, that spirit that he's talking about a lot of the time, the togetherness, the bond of the group, you know, we saw it tonight. And listen, they are going to need it, but they've got it in spades. And you know, I think for me, he can take a lot of positives out tonight.
I suppose that's the thing with the manager, Tom. When you were speaking to him before the game, you could sense there was a real rapport between you. But he's as much under the microscope as his players are. He wants to prove himself at this level as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I think you'll see that everyone's almost not writing them off, but Bucky's favourites to go down, and you have to use that as motivation. It has to come from within and say, listen, everyone's writing us up, what have we got to go and lose? And I think you've seen that tonight. There was a hell of a lot to be positive about from a Wimbledon point of view, and his interview there was just completely honest, and that's what players want. They want honesty. They don't want someone to pull the cotton wool over your eyes. They want to say it how it is, and that's exactly what you get from him, and that gets players to buy into what you want.
Let's just turn it back round to Luton Town to finish, Curtis. If you are, say, a Huddersfield or a Cardiff, and you